First, I would like to give honor, glory, praise, and thanks to the Creator of heaven and earth, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. And I would like to give a biblical perspective on where our people should be seeking their help. Where should our help come from? And I'm saying this because of, certain events. Um, I'm sure that pretty much it's a little late, but everyone knows about a particular celebrity that was on film, and this is not the first time I've seen her on film, like high or, mentioning or wanting, drugs. Um, but the point is, it was the it was, um, something about helping her, and she needing help. So my question is, where should our help come from? And so this once again goes into, I'd like to start with Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 1. And I'm going to start at, I could start at verse 1. Okay, Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1. The vision of Isaiah the son of Amoz, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, verse 2, Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. Verse 3, The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider. Verse 4, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Verse 5, Why should you be stricken any more? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. Okay, and like I said, I go here because it's important, because the issue is when we go to verse 3, it says, The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider. So the Lord is speaking this to the prophet. His people, he has a people, and they do not consider, okay, where their afflictions are coming from. Hence, when we go to verse 4 and 5, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity. All right, when you go to verse 5, why should you be stricken any more? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. So we know that the head leaves the body. So we're talking about the leaders. The leaders are sick. And the heart of the people, the heart is faint. That means your mind. Scripturally, you're talking about your mind when you speak of the heart. So if your mind, your head is off, meaning your mind, which of course is at the head, when that is not right and it's sick, then what happens? Then the body can't function. So the body is the church. The church is the people. And so, like I said, I wanted to do this because this sister, this is not the first time I had seen something regarding this sister as far as drug use. But let's be realistic. Because she was in the public eye, was a celebrity for some time, and she's known. What about there's still the fact that many, so many, to the point where you could call it, or should call it, an epidemic of our people have been strung out. Okay, homes, families destroyed and broken because of this drug epidemic in our community. So the question is, when you're saying to someone like that to seek help or to seek counsel, the question is, where should they really be seeking it from? And the number one question is, let's dig deep into why do people use drugs? Why do they turn to, um, why do people turn to substance abuse, to try to ease, you know, their pain? And that pretty much is the answer right there. They turn to substance abuse to ease their pain. And what pain? There's so much pain, especially within the so-called black community. Okay, these are minorities. If you once again, why I always go to Isaiah, because our people don't consider who they are and why there are so many problems within our community that would cause someone to turn to drug use, and especially somebody around my age, or maybe you would say someone, in their early to, mid 30s to early 40s and on up. I still look at some people that I've grown up with, and we saw what that those drugs did to parents and older people in the community, and how we used to look at what you would call a fiend, okay, and or junkie, you know what I mean? And it's sad to say that now, those brothers that see the Most High, He brings it. He'll bring it. Okay, the most of the people that were used to be serving these people, are now strung out, and it's really devastating. It's sad, And so the question, it goes back to what is wrong, that if you grew up seeing what that can do to somebody, what has happened to you that you would turn to that? And we're not talking about just drug use. Alcoholism is a problem as well. But if you grew up where I grew up and you saw that, and you see what it does to families and homes and people, what would make you do that? And so when you consider so-called celebrities, she's certainly not this particular one that I'm speaking of. Certainly not the only one. I mean, it's so many stories over and over and over and over of certain, so-called celebrities doing that, being strung out. I mean, and most of them, whether it be true or not, I have my thoughts on a lot of things, but whether it be true or not, a lot of them end up dying from what they would say is a drug overdose. I mean, a lot. So, it's not surprising that in that environment, that they do that. But for my people, I'm speaking of the so-called minorities, the children of Israel. The key reason why I always like to go to Isaiah is because our people do not consider. They never consider. Let's take a look at ourselves as a people. Okay, yes, many nations are going through many things. I mean, but, and that's all biblical prophecy as well. But the question should be, why are our people in particular in such a horrible state? Why? That we don't consider. And we don't consider that, like it says in Isaiah 1 and 4, that we're a sinful nation. Okay, people laden with iniquity, evildoers, corrupters, and have forsaken our God. See, that's the key right there. We, as a people, and our forefathers, forsook the God of Israel, our God. Okay? Okay, I'm just going to go to Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 5. Declare ye in Judah, and publish in Jerusalem, and say, blow ye the trumpet in the land. Cry, gather together, and say, assemble yourselves, and let us go into the defense cities. Set up the standards towards Zion. Retire, stay not, for I will bring evil from the north, and great destruction. Okay, and when you read on, pretty much the Most High is bringing destruction upon the children of Israel in their land. And further, when you go into Deuteronomy 28, we've been taken out of that land, and have been removed far from our border, as it says in the book of Joel. But that, when once again, considering the curses that were said that would be upon us in Deuteronomy 28, that happened in the slave trade. Okay, and so, but I'm going to go to verse 21. 4 and 20. No, I'll start at 20. No, actually, I'll start at 18. Okay, Jeremiah 4 and 18. Thy way and thy doings have procured these things unto thee. This is thy wickedness, because it is bitter, because it reacheth unto thine heart. My bowels, I am pained at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace, because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. Destruction upon destruction is cried, for the whole land is spoiled. Suddenly are my tents spoiled, and my curtains in a moment. How long shall I see the standard, and hear the sound of the trumpet? Verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So I just want to go here just to give an idea of, what was going on, and it's still to this day in captivity, what's going on with our people. So the point is that because of our doings, because of our forefathers' doings, and I need to go to Hosea, which is another scripture that is so pertinent to our situation. Because we are foolish, and because we constantly reject knowledge, we refuse to know our God, which is the creator of heaven and earth. So that is such a blessing to be his people, first of all. We have not done that. And so the point is that now we've been put in captivity, and we have all of these issues and things, but it comes from, the judgments of the Lord, the judgments of our God. So let's go to Hosea 4 and 6. And actually, I'm gonna start at verse 1. Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish, with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. And I'm going to jump down to verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. So understand, this says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and because thou hast rejected knowledge. So once again, just like we just read in Jeremiah, and as you read over and over and over and over and over again throughout the scriptures, our people continually disobeyed our God, continually, to the point where you see what he was expressing, his feelings that he was expressing in Jeremiah. Oh, his soul, his people, his beloved, why are you not taking heed to the sound of the trumpet? Actually, I'm going to go to Isaiah and get a precept for that, because the trumpet is also his warning. That's an alarm. That's a warning. Why are you not taking heed to the prophets that he sent to warn you to stop doing evil? So now you are blowing the alarm. Your cities have been invaded, and there's destruction now. Okay, and why is that? Because you won't listen to him. And when we go in Deuteronomy, I believe it is chapter, let's see, Deuteronomy chapter 6. Okay, 6 and 24. I'll read that. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he has commanded us. So, it's for your own good. When you consider, and what is this all ties into this substance abuse and drug abuse and all of these things, because when we're not keeping the laws, our God judges us. Because just as you would chastise your own child when you know that something that they're doing something that's not good for them, that's going to hurt them, when you chastise them, you do it for their correction. And we're going to go into that too. Okay, it all ties into who who and where should we truly be seeking our help from. Now, I mean, yes, you have all these counsels and these rehab and all this kind of stuff. But is that what is going to help your spirit? Is that going to heal your broken spirit? Because that is the problem. Is that going to heal all of the outside afflictions that you have to face on a daily basis that cause you to want to get high and ease your pain and take your mind away from the terrible reality that you're really surrounded by? Okay, what is going to fix that? Not is and I'm not saying that rehab or whatever, those things aren't useful to as far as some circumstances, but I'm talking about for my people. Okay, and understand once again what we just read in Hosea. Understand that all of creation is in mourning and is taken away. The birds, we just read, the fowls of the air, the fish of the sea, the beasts of the field, so all the animals, everything is in mourning when the righteous people of the Most High are not in their rightful position and are not, and things are totally out of order. So, once again, what does that have to do with the substance abuse and all these issues? Let's go to Deuteronomy